little bit surprised that the Panthers only outshot the nominal home side 13-8 in that first period. But there again, you don't count it when it hits the pipe works. And if you counted the number of times we hit the pipe works, I think we probably had 19 shots. 9 seconds to go on the penalty. So Panthers will have to make it a quick fire second period power play goal if to make it count.
Caprero, right-hand side for Nottingham, looking to regain the lead here. Shot comes in from left side, takes a few bobbles, and Wren picks it up, turns in a circle, comes out in front, and Nottingham score through Ryan. He had a lot of time in the slot. He went high, and with 22 seconds gone in the second period, Nottingham strike early. Nottingham leading by 2 goals to 1.
We suspected a team talk to wake up and shake up, and that could well be what's happened. Bob Rinn with some exquisite skills, and Renner threw it out front, and Matt Ryan showed a nice touch or two as well and lobbed it straight into the back of the net over the shoulder of Al Kane, the visiting keeper, who is technically the home keeper, but just for tonight.
So Nottingham score and lead by 2 goals to 1, and that might just settle some nerves at the National Ice Centre. It wasn't the greatest of starts by the Panthers. They did score, but then they were probably just a little bit lax in the first period. But Matt Ryan scores and Nottingham lead. And they come forward once more. Francis and Lakovic try and get it under control, but they can't do so. Then it's picked up by Murray. And then it's picked up by Lakovic, right-hand side, into the offensive zone, across the face of the goal. Can Weaver keep it in? No, he can't. So
good little tip from the keeper there to get it out of the zone. Nice little skills. I just, as I said during the first period, they've got a nice naive approach, which probably does them well in the Spanish league. You know, with their breakout drills and what have you. But we're beyond that. Our systems are at a higher level. It's a bit like racing a very good Ford Fiesta against an Audi TT or something like that, you know.
Well, that's icing. Nottingham leading now.
At least I hope it is.
First game of the night went the Latvians' way. They won by 10 goals to 3 against The Hague. Nottingham leading by 2 goals to 1. I think many in the crowd probably thought there'd be a bigger scoreline than this, but there's not, and Nottingham are coming out quite sharp in this early stages of the second period.
Well, there are some who thought we'd be seeing Dan Green in nets for the second and third period of this one with a big lead in the bag, but they ended that first period with a shock draw. I know in the interval you were talking to my opposite number in Belfast, and he, bless him, didn't even know that the Spanish team were in.
He was surprised. Norton, right-hand side, oh, shoots wide. Had a chance there, it opened up for him.
Tried to bend it like Beckham round the defenseman, didn't he? It doesn't work in ice hockey. Puck tends to travel in a straight line.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen anyone curl a puck before. That would be clever.
Oh, Linger wasn't too bad.
Yeah, I guess so, yeah. It was. So Anderson for Nottingham. Slightly poor pass, and Lee has to go behind his own net and get it. And now Nottingham will come forward. That's going to be icing.
Now, Panthers are going to take part in Movember this year because we're raising funds for prostate cancer research. But I have to ask you, as a neutral, what do you think of Jonathan Boxall's idea of shaving the beard off but leaving the moustache there to give him a head start on everybody?
What now? He's done it now, has he?
Yeah, you look at him when he's next coming down. He's on there now, isn't he?
You can't do that. Actually, I was going to take part in Movember as well, and I'd started to grow it, and then I was told, you got to be clean shaven on the 1st of November. So that's going to have to go by the 1st of November.
I'm going to get round it because I'll join in, but I'll just dye it from the 1st of November onwards. No one will see the white one, and then it'll just go, it'll go Hulk Hogan black.
So Wren coming forward. Boxall's up with him. That's a lovely pass. Ryan one-on-one with the netminder, who closes the door. Boxall goes flying into the net, and the referee may have called a penalty here. Well,
the defenseman was upset because Boxall followed in. The whistle hadn't gone. The puck was juggling a little bit on the goalie's chest. Boxy did the right thing as the coaches would want him to do, just in case it was loose. The defenseman probably did the right thing as far as his coach was concerned, because you don't mess with your keeper right inside the office. But in an international ice hockey federation prescribed game, you're not going to get away with it. So for putting Boxall into the back of the net, he's given Panthers a man advantage, which we hope will lead to the puck going into the back of the net.
Mikhail Klipak is the man who goes to the box for 2 minutes. Clark just can't get it going right-hand side, so Weaver will come back into neutral ice. And once more, Nottingham just can't get things moving, but the puck's given away. And now Nottingham will come forward with Wren. Wren spins in a circle, just loses his balance. So it's cleared there by Vittorio Gasteiz.
The Spanish side are relying on a lot of stick checks to get the puck off the Panthers. You wouldn't get away with that in our physical elite league, but they're pretty good at it. And they've been getting the puck off us.
They've done well.
And our boys aren't used to coming up against teams that whack the stick away, you know.
It's a very different game to an elite league game. Weaver from distance just bounces in front, and Nottingham can't get it under control. It was Ryan who tried to get it down from mid-air. Weaver's one-time pass for Wren. Lovely from Wren for Francis. Francis shoots wide. Nottingham getting the shots on goal now. Kowalski comes out of his goal. 1 minute gone in the power play. It's Weaver who picks it up behind his net. Salters tries to come away from his man, but he can't do so. So Gasteiz shoots, and it's from left-hand side. It was there from Munoz. And then Francis picks it up in his own zone. Francis right-hand side. He's got Benedict up with him. Francis will ring it around the boards, and Lakovic will just work it and work in the right-hand corner. And then it's picked up by Salters. Good movement from Nottingham, but that one's probably rung around the boards a bit too hard, and it comes out to neutral ice where Murray has it. Lakovic once more for Murray. Goes
last 20 on the power play.
Here's Francis. Great skills from Francis to come away from his man behind the red line, rings it around the boards, and that one will come out once more.
You see, that's the kind of hit on Francis there that I just automatically thought these referees this weekend would call as a hit from behind or charging or whatever.
Well, I think, you know, from memory, we saw that probably in Amiens and Rouen. It was very, very, very sharp. And in terms of GB going away, the last couple of trips, they've been there. Just pause because Francis is there. But no, penalties galore. And GB's trip shot comes in from Hanley. But Nottingham staying out the box at the moment. Great work from the Panthers here. It's been a strong shift. And now Henley has it left-hand side into the netting. And there will be a face-off in the offensive zone.
Good pressure from the Panthers as we approach the 25-minute mark. Momentum building, going in their way. They've grabbed the lead right at the start of this period with Matt Ryan adding to that Chris Murray goal. We were looking at the replays and thought there might have been a tip for Lee Salters on that, but there's been no change down at the timekeeper's bench. So it's still Murray and Ryan to give Panthers a 2-1 lead over the Spanish champions.
I thought Ryan was being thrown out of the face-off, but no, it's a player from Vittorio Gasteiz. And Ryan will go down for the Panthers. And he comes out second best, actually. And Nottingham, with 15 minutes on the clock in the second period, have some defending to do. But now they will go on the attack. There's two players coming forward. Boxall's one of them. He's going to get the puck back, is he just now? No, he's not. And there could be a breakaway here. But that's great, great work from Tom Norton. Very skilled and clever work from him. Just using a bit of strength there,
He was
really.
so quick out of the blocks, saw the danger and made sure he got his body the right side of the green-shirted Spaniard player.
It's clever play from Tom Norton. Back with the Panthers now, of course, after a few years of plying his trade in the EPL. 14:20 on the clock in the second period to go in this second period. Benedict now into the offensive zone. Clark's a trading man on the right-hand side, and Clark will play it off the backboards for Benedict. Benedict has a look up, goes one way, then the other. Looks for Clark. Clark will pick it up and take up the work behind the net. And then it is just worked around the boards, and then it's out once more. Panthers getting a lot of possession in the last 2 or 3 minutes, but not really getting big chances on goal. Anderson doing the work now for Nottingham. Anderson in the corner, and he just gets it to Clark. Clark will just float it, slightly careless though, not a great pass to Caprero. Kowalski will just pick it up, and him and Anderson just wait to see who's going to be the man on it, but it doesn't matter now because Soltis looks for Sari, and that's just offside.
Ambitious, but it was worth the effort, wasn't it? You never know, Yunus Sari might have been able to get going. One of the Victoria players is just coming back onto the bench. He's been down the corridor for a walk. He's still holding his side. The physio's been giving him the magic sponge and what have you, and Panthers have possession in their own zone.
And it was with Murray, a bit careless now, man out in front, and it's saved by Kowalski. That's been Nottingham's probably problem. When they've been careless, the Spaniards have pounced and had a few chances and scored from one, and they have it once more. It's good work. And the puck comes and just takes a few deflections, so it goes behind the net of Craig Kowalski. 13 minutes to go in the second period, and Nottingham will now try and get moving with Lakovic and Sari. There's a collision in centre ice. Two players fall over, two players lose their sticks, but they've got them back again. That one's given away once more, and Kowalski makes a save. Shot coming in there from McIntosh.
John Weaver was absolutely disgusted with himself. You could see it written all over the Mackham's face afterwards. What am I doing? It was a reminiscent pass of the one we had last week when the Coventry goalie passed it straight out front to Lynn Loynes. I think it's just a question of getting the edge going and getting that momentum back that was there at the start of the period. One thing you can't criticise these Spanish champions for is they're working hard, they're getting their legs moving, they're doing the very best they can, and they're only a goal to the bad.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think if they, and that one could be a delay of the game. Has it gone straight out and over? Doesn't look like the officials are in. Oh yeah, they are. Nottingham are going to go on the penalty kill. That was just lifted straight out by Bogren, wasn't it? And into the crowd.
He tried to argue that it had clipped the glass, but once it was called, he went straight to the away team penalty box because Panthers are the away team tonight. So now those hard-working Spaniards have a power play opportunity to try and tie the game up. I don't know that I think we just got Tom Norton back when they scored their first goal, so it wasn't technically a power play.
But they are on the PP once more, and it is Nottingham will have to do some start defending, and it is snuffed out by the Panthers. And now Anderson, the D-man, very far forward, jumps into the play, and Panthers will just use this opportunity just to ice the puck into the offensive zone and then take a quick change of a couple of players and personnel. You've got Lee and Anderson there on the defensive duties. Ryan comes on now, and the shot comes in. It's more of a dump, really, let's be honest. Panthers fans turn up the noise and support their team, but it is Victoria who are just working the walls, moving it around. 11:50 to go. It's not kept in the zone. Bravo, though, has to come out the zone and go for Bauer. Bauer looks again once more and goes right-hand side. Could have been too many men for a moment there. Lakovic jumped on and then luckily jumped straight off again. Nice pass there from Benedict. Oh, and he hits the pipes. It's Ryan. That must be 6 or 7 times now. Ryan had time. He almost floated it. He hit the left-hand post, and Nottingham come close to making it 3-1. But now there's a bit of momentum for the Spanish who shoot, and Henley gets there to the first chance to get to the puck. And this time it's the Spanish who nearly have too many men. Murray and Kowalski just about get on the same wavelength, and now Nottingham have Lakovic. Lakovic just goes to the far side for Henley, who takes his time. Henley, that's a decent pass, maybe a little too hard. Francis can't control. 5 seconds to go. This power play is coming to an end, and the Nottingham Panthers have killed that one well. A couple of opportunities for the Spanish, and as you hear Steph Litchfield announce, they're back to full strength. And we're nearly halfway through the second period, and Nottingham leading by 2-1. Henley goes in big in the corner. Francis works and just takes the benefit of Henley's work in the corner. Comes out nicely. Boxall controls it with his glove. Tries to come forward the right-hand side, but Boxall gives it away, so Nottingham have to go again. Then they have to be defensive for the moment. The man on the right-hand side tries to get it under control. It was McIntosh, I think. Shot in the end comes in from the right-hand side. It's loose in front of the net. Kowalski loses his stick. And once more, there's chances for the Spanish. Now it is Nottingham coming forward with Boxall. Wren goes left-hand side. Wren into the offensive zone. Just waits for some support. Rings it around the boards for Boxall. Boxall uses some strength just on the boards. He's held up. Panthers fans in that section of the crowd want a holding penalty, but it doesn't come. And now into the offensive zone come the Spanish once more with Munoz. And Anderson works hard in the corner. Nottingham, will they get it away? They can't do so this time. Over halfway through the game, and Nottingham leading by 2-1.
I'm almost tempted to say that being on the away team bench has really disturbed them on the line changes and everything more than they anticipated it would. I mean, Corey asked me about it as late as Friday and said, oh, I didn't realise that. And he had been told many times before that, in writing and verbally. But, you know, at the risk of sounding like a broken record, we're better than the Spaniards. They're doing brilliantly, they're working really hard. But when Panthers get their legs going, there's no comparison.
Capero into the offensive zone. Benedict tries to move things further forward. That's going to be icing. 9:08 to go, second period.
Good to see Craig Kowalski really concentrating there. There's a nothing clearance down the ice, but he got down, he made sure the post was completely covered, and that led to the icing whistle, because had he played it, obviously, it wouldn't have been an icing whistle. So Panthers get a face-off deep in enemy territory, and it's time to deal with the Spanish Armada, methinks.
Well, it would be nice for the Panthers to get a couple more goals sooner rather than later. You never know when goal difference might come into this tournament.
Well, you'd have to have 3 teams tied, and it would be quite a way down the list, isn't it? When we were knocked out on goal difference that year, you didn't have a result. We had a draw.
Yeah, the rules were different. We played a penalty shootout, but it was just in case lots of things got ticked off and the teams were still level. Because actually Nottingham beat Milan that day on the shootout, didn't they?
If you say so, Chris. I've seen an awful lot of hockey in my miserable life, and I can't remember.
That wasn't.
You had to remind me during the week on the phone that we actually. I knew we hadn't lost a game, but then I didn't understand it because I remember there being a shootout of some kind.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Maybe my age is showing, and I'm getting.
We lost a lot of guys through injury in that first game.
Taverden, Madosco, Moran. I think that was just 3. Norton in his own zone. Picked up by Boxall. Boxall goes for Ryan. Ryan into the offensive zone. Tries to go round his man. Can't do so. It's covered up. And it's 2-1.
Pats all round. Nothing offensive happening there. We've had 31 minutes and 44 seconds. Panthers have got their noses back in front straight off the bat at the start of the second. I don't think they're in any danger, Chris.
Don't think so. Mind you, England against Poland, you never felt England were in much danger Tuesday night, and then a few times Poland opened England up and it was quite nervy. Nearly 8 minutes left then, just ticking down to the 8-minute mark to go in period 2. And Weaver has it. Caprero. Caprero goes for Benedict, who rings it around the boards. So Nottingham will go in and chase. The Spanish will try and clear. They can't. Caprero, lovely pass. Benedict in the slot, and it's touched in. The final touch from Clark, and the captain scores. And with 7:49 to go in period 2, it is Panthers leading by 3-1.
32-11 gone. Nice goal by the Panthers. Nice little interplay. Nice little work with the puck. And then it was David Clark, the captain there, just to put the back of the stick down, angle it the right way, and turn it in behind Al Kane, the keeper for Victoria Gasteiz. Panthers get a 2-goal cushion for the first time in the Continental Cup.
And the fans are up on their feet, they're dancing. They're happy now. Nottingham may now just begin to take control of this game on the scoreboard. And David Clark scores his first goal of the tournament. Probably the one of only a couple of members that played for Panthers. In fact, it'll be the only member that played in both tournaments. The one in Amiens, the one in Rouen. Corey Nielsen would have played in Rouen. Lakovic coming away for the Panthers. Right-hand side. Has he got support? He might go himself. Didn't really get full control of that one. Francis is there. Salters is in front of the net. Backhand from Francis. Lakovic now for Salters. Salters on the boards. He's held up. He's battling. He's hustling. And Lakovic goes in and helps out. 7 minutes to go in period 2. Nottingham leading by 3-1. We see a bit of a coming together here. Salters. Well, we'll look at the play before going back to that. Francis rings it around the boards. It's a Spanish player and Salters came together. Salters not happy about something. Sorry for Anderson. Anderson shoots. It comes off the skate of a Qatari defenseman. And Nottingham getting so much possession at the moment, Gary.
Yeah, Tommy Manaman's leg was the spoiler there on the shot on target from the Gmb Panthers. Less than 6.5 minutes to go this period. Stretch pass is just deflected and then Panthers are caught offside, so they can't mount on the momentum that was coming. I think the Spanish guy accidentally ran into, on the blind side, Lee Salters there, and Lee Salters took exception to it. Wasn't expecting it in a game like this. And I think the linesman grabbed hold of him and just said, whoa, 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 calm down. It wasn't meant, it was an accident sort of thing. You wouldn't want to argue with Lee Salters, would you?
I don't think you want to argue with Lee Salters on the ice or off the ice. Henley for the Panthers, coming forward, left-hand side into the offensive zone, dumps it in on net, and he'll go and chase his own dump, and he's probably going to get that one and get that one away, is he? No, he's not. So he's out of position, but it's Benedict who's dropped back, isn't it, into a defensive position. And then it's picked up by Caprero, who rings it around the boards, and Clark is there, right-hand side. Now
Caprero playing his first game back, remember, after injury. He's looking quite sharp out there. He's moving well.
He is. He is looking sharp for a first game back from injury, as you say. In terms of the next round, I know we're jumping the gun, but a hypothetical question at this stage. It brings a lot of prestige, a third round, one step away from a super final. I guess it brings you a little fixture headache, doesn't it?
It does, but the next round's not too much of a problem because it takes place when we're due to play Merrifield here on the Saturday and we don't have a Sunday game. And I've already made a provision to move the Merrifield game to midweek on the Wednesday when hopefully it's our homecoming because we've claimed a place in the super final.
Yeah.
Now that is wishful thinking and getting ahead of himself.
It's Asiago for round 3 and already waiting in the final are Rouen and Denex. Not sure why it's being held in Rouen because Denex won the Continental Cup last year. I was just trying to clarify that with Andy French earlier. But it is going to be in Rouen, obviously where Panthers have been.
It sometimes depends on whether the teams want to play it or not, whether they want to host it or not, whether they think the facility's up to standards or whether they've got the hotel support and all the rest of it.
Ryan for Boxall. Boxall's been busy. A lot of ice time in this game. Out in front for Ryan. Oh, just can't get that pass away. Ryan was coming in close. Oh, it's great work from Boxall again. Once more wins that puck. Really clever play. But unfortunately, it is the Spaniards who managed to win the puck. And Bravo shoots from the blue line and Kowalski makes a save.
And he was well outside the blue paint. Any budding netminders, just watch that one. Look at his position. If you're that far out of your net and you're shooting from the high slot as the Spanish player was doing, there's nothing to shoot at except the chest of the goalie. There's no corners, there's no bottom corners, there's nothing to shoot at. It's all about angles.
Anderson has it for the Gmb Panthers behind the net, and Lee rings it around the boards, and again it just bobbles the wrong way for Nottingham. Francis will try and work it right-hand side. Gaste's coming forward on there right now. Lee does a good hit to free up Salters. Salters left-hand side. Just is hit for his troubles. Nothing called there. Letting a lot go, the referees, as Gary mentioned in this tournament. And now Nottingham have it with Lee once more. Gives it to Anderson, right-hand side. Anderson into the neutral zone. Slightly missed time from Salters, so Gaste's will come forward left-hand side and then right-hand side, but that's snuffed out by Stevie Lee. And Lee will give it to Anderson. Anderson right-hand side Benedict now neutral, comes away from his man into the offensive zone. Caprero back for Benedict. Benedict right-hand side for Caprero off the backboards. Clark has it left-hand side. And that one's cleared by Gastees. 3:45 to go, period 2. Lovely play from Benedict. Clark one-on-one with the netminder, and he gets his second of the night. You knew the moment he got the puck and he was clear, he was going to score. Goal number 2 for David Clark. The GMB Panthers 4, Victoria Gastees 1.
36-18 gone, and when Panthers stole into enemy territory that time, they had 2 men wide open. Clarkey could have dished it. He chose to shoot it, and it went into the back of the net. Panthers lead by 3.
David Clark then with his second goal. Good movement by the Panthers, well worked. Crowder on their feet. First of 3 games for the Panthers, of course. 4-team tournament. Nottingham probably won't top the group tonight. Well, you never know. There's still a period and 3 minutes to go. They need another few goals. Caprero with the assist on Clark's goal. It was good play from him. Boxall now, right-hand side. Rings it around the boards. And Henley jumps in. Henley's been playing very offensive so far in this game. Wren behind the net for the Panthers. Referee falls over. Wren goes one way, then the other. And then leaves it for Boxall. Boxall comes out in front. Would he give it to Norton? No, he'll ring it around the boards for Ryan. Ryan suddenly has room, has a look up. Gives it to Henley, who shoots. Rebound. Boxall gets there. The netminder goes down and makes a save. Chances for the Panthers galore now. They really are beginning to turn the screw here. 2:45 to go, period 2. Gmb Panthers lead 4-1.
The referee really should be more careful. You know, we make that ice slippy side up.
I think the officiating's been good so far. I've enjoyed the way that they've let things go.
I don't think there's been a lot to call in this game. I was surprised, as we've said, don't want to harp on about it, but was surprised at the way it was called in the other game. And then there was a bad hit, I thought, which could have been called, wasn't. Hague player went in and said, hey, you shouldn't be doing that. And he called it in such a way that it ended up in a... It ended up in a bit of a retribution call, and it led to a 5-on-3, and that cracked the game open.
Yeah,
and
it
finished
did.
it as a contest.
Salters is going to the box here, isn't he?
Yeah, the guy cross-checked him, not very hard, but he cross-checked him in the back earlier on the play, and Salts just decided, I'm sick of this. They're buzzing around me, and it's like I can't do anything. And you know, Coach Corey Nielsen's on record as saying he's worried about our, as he calls them, big monsters, Henley and Salters, not being able to cope with the referees. So he just decided, well, he's cross-checked me, I'm going to cross-check him. But he probably bench presses 3 times what the Spanish kid weighed, and he flew across the ice, and the referee immediately said, leave it to the Spanish player, like he was going to go and challenge Lee Salters. But Panthers on penalty kill duty.
Well, Manama goes down for that face-off, and Gastees end up with the puck. So they're on the power play for the 3rd time tonight. Sosa battling in this corner. And once more he has it. And Nottingham might have a break here, because that is a very quick Rob Lakovic trying to get to the puck. They do have possession once more. Effectively, the hosts here, the Spaniards, will end the period on the power play. Nottingham ice the puck from Stevie Lee, one end of the ice to the other. And Lakovic will go in. He's got Francis up with him. Francis will go towards the net. Bit of an opening here for Nottingham. But Gastees come forward at the other end with McIntosh, who used to play with Tyler Michelle, formerly of Cardiff, of course, and Sheffield Steelers. Francis now into the offensive zone. Murray. Oh, Murray was just stopped at the last moment. Shot comes in this time from Benedict. And then the netminder goes down. He's going down like he's been shot, but I don't think anything really happened, but he has gone down. 1:12 to go.
He might want out of this one. He's seen the tides turned. I didn't see any of our boys doing anything there. If anything, I thought it was a stick in a Bipolo's player hand.
Well, let's hope he's okay.
He's dropped his own stick behind the net. You know, sometimes the stick gets caught in the netting and they almost butt end themselves.
Certainly seemed innocuous, and he is slowly getting to the ice, I think.
Yeah, he's all right.
And the NIC crowd give a warm round of applause. So 1 minute and 1 to go on Salter's penalty. And Benedict will go down for this face-off for Nottingham. Got Clark to his right. He gets his stick on that, but it squirts behind the net.
Now, don't forget we're still killing a penalty, so we're just trying to pop the puck down the ice.
About to go 5-on-3 here as well. It's picked up by Murray, and when it's touched by Murray, and Nottingham will be short-handed for 47 seconds. And Henley is going to the box for a high stick.
So double man advantage for the Spanish. This is where the coach earns his corn. Because when you got a two-man advantage for 47 seconds, you should have something up your sleeve that's going to produce a full house. Aces over kings.
Well, Bauer's the man. Bauer's the man going down for the face-off. And what have they got? Well, we're going to see. Well, what are we going to see now? Well, there's going to be a one-man change for the Panthers. Murray's going off. Benedict is coming on. And Bauer is going to go down with Benedict.
I think that line change there with Benedict coming on was as much because we've been thrown out the face-off circle. We didn't have a draw man left on the ice.
Shot's going to come in from right side. It doesn't in the end. Klepak is the man now at left point, top of the left circle. Bauer then in the left circle. Klepak and Bauer exchange passes. Bauer wants more. Klepak looks to shoot. Bauer in the left circle once more. Not really a lane to shoot at the moment. Klepak has it, and Benedict does well. That's good penalty killing by the Panthers, and a significant chunk of the 40-plus seconds has been eaten up. And I don't think the Spaniards are going to get much chance to get another shot on goal on the 5-on-3, especially. Maybe they'll get one more chance. Bauer, left-hand side. Klepak and Bauer, they're the men working it. Comes right-hand side, and it hits the base of the post. It's deflected, and it goes wide. And Panthers at that moment get back to 4 men. 9.8 to go in the period.
And 73 seconds to go, the 5-on-4 power play to the Spanish champions. They're actually playing a lovely complex if you look it up on the internet. I mean, the ring's a very small ring.
700 seats, yeah.
Yeah. But there's a lovely swimming pool, there's a big outdoor area, big gym and what have you. It's the kind of place that you and I would frequent quite happily on our holidays, Chris.
What, if we went together?
No. No.
I read from their article on their website that the championship game, they got people locked out and they were watching over the road as well on a big screen. Such was the interest. The team only formed in 2012. End of the period though, and Nottingham beginning to edge away with this one, leading by 4-1.